All right. Welcome to Eyes Open Media. All right. So we're gonna talk about this Economist cover. Okay, from it looks like it was from January to 1988, but it could be 1986. I can't see it. It's really white. If you guys look right here, it says 1988 or 86. I can't see it. It's very small printed. Um, Even if you blow it up, it's still very hard. And maybe I didn't blow it up all the way. I just, I didn't blow it up enough. But anyways, it doesn't matter. 1988, 1986, same thing. 30 years or more ago. As you can see here, and I got this from J Snip 4. Okay, so I do listen to him and his Webbop reports that they're so he did mention this today, so I wanted to bring it up because I don't think you guys have ever seen this. I think I've seen this before, and I don't think I've talked about it though, but I did see this cover. I think I have seen this cover before. There's no way I couldn't have seen this cover. Um, and I did blow it up so you guys can see the actual date on here. It says it's like a gold. It's like a gold coin that he's using as like a chain, like like the hip hoppers. You have like the big gold chains, like back in the '90s and the early '90s and the '80s. They used to carry. They used to wear the big gold chain. That's what this Phoenix has, this big gold chain on, and it says 10 Phoenix. Okay, and it's got the little symbol of it, and then it's got 2018. And I'm just thinking here, scratching my head like 2018 is next year. You know what I mean? And this is from 30 years ago. It says, "Get ready for world currency." Okay, and then of course you guys can see here under the Phoenix, there's fire, and it's burning currency. Paper currency is burning. Okay, so he's got the U.S. dollar here. You got the British. I think this is the British pounds and some other currencies are here, but it's usually most of it's the U.S. dollar. This looks like a currency from the Eastern world right here. I don't know. It looks like North Korea or South Korea currency or something like that. But anyways, you get the point, right? You know what I mean? They're setting up the stage. 30 years ago, they've been setting up the stage to return back to the gold standard. To introduce Bitcoin, like stuff like cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. They knew about this stuff 30 years ago. Okay, and what happens is a lot of the stuff is already known, and they put it out little by little by little for you all and for me, and we believe it's new technology. We believe it's new information. We believe it's new currency, but this stuff has been out since biblical times. Okay, okay, and even before biblical times. Okay, when the Nephilims and stuff roamed around, this technology and these stuff that we're seeing now with iPhones, this stuff has been out this stuff has been out. Okay, they're and all they do is react it, with different people. They use different people to react it. Okay, Bill Gates, with the computers and Microsoft, and you had the guy from Apple, make the iPhones and stuff. Man, these things have been out for thousands of years, ladies and gentlemen. And all they're doing is reacting it. They're allowing people to put it back out, and they're saying he is the creator. He's such a genius, man. This stuff has been out years in advance, man. If I'm telling you, if the aliens came down, they would laugh at us thinking that this is new technology. You know what I mean? Because the government works with aliens. Hitler worked with the aliens, right? We know that. You've seen the photos and stuff like that. People that are in the government, they understand, especially those that have their clearances are up or whatever. Whatever type of secrets that they don't have to keep secret anymore. You always hear them talking on their deathbed about all the secret things of the world, right? And all the secret technology that we have that are hidden from the people, and they just bring it out little by little and spoon feed you because they think you're stupid. and so and then they play with your mind when they put things like this. And we went over the one with Donald Trump about and we saw Donald Trump in the front, and all the things that were going to happen, and you know what I mean, and a lot of that stuff was accurate, right? And so now we have this from The Economist from 30 years ago, and with gold on the chest, and the currency's burning, and 2018, and that's what we're seeing now, right? We're seeing Donald Trump coming out on Friday. Was it Friday or Saturday? I think it was Friday, making statements. It was either Friday or Saturday. I can't remember, but anyway, making statements like we're all gonna be on an even level playing field, very soon. Okay. And so that tells us that they're going to try to, a lot of these countries are going cashless. A lot of these countries are going cashless. Cash is going to start burning. Okay. And of course they predict here that in 2018, it's when cash is really going to start burning. As we see now in Europe, they're getting rid of cash. They're getting rid of cash, and then and not only that, Europe is going to start penalizing and punishing people for using cash. Okay, so they're going cashless, and the Middle East is going cashless. Israel is going cashless. Most of the world is going cashless. America will be last to go cashless because we're gonna fight it. You know what I mean? Because we know what happens when we go cashless. The beast system is implemented, and a lot of us, and the Christians and those who follow Christ will be persecuted in those times. So we are fighting that system of that beast system for a reason. But I thought this was interesting, and yeah, we're going. Cash will start to burn in 2018, is as they predicted, and we're already seeing it now. So interesting, man. Interesting. Well, it's not surprising as I am a decoder. I definitely, this is not surprising. But let's get into Jim Rogers, and I'm gonna end it with him as he's doing an interview in Korea. So we'll end it with Jim Rogers, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'm gonna allow Jim Rogers to take it away here, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right. So peace out.
So Donald Trump got elected. China is slowing. What is your view on global economy this year?
Well, I'm very worried about the global economy in the next few months. First of all, it's been 8 years since we had a recession in the U.S. Historically, we've had them every 4 to 7 years. Don't have to have them every 4 to 7 years, but that's what's happened in the past. Many problems in the world economy. Mr. Trump has promised he would have a trade war with Mexico, China, Korea, a few other people, Japan. If he does that, oh my gosh, don't worry, you have job security. Somebody has to report the trauma, which is coming. But if he does some of the things he said, we're going to have serious problems.
U.S. is recovering, and Europe and Japan are also slowly but steadily picking up. Is 2017 year led by the developed markets rather than emerging markets?
Well, I'm more pessimistic. Japan says they're in recession, and I don't see anything to pull them out of recession at the moment. I certainly don't see anything to pull Europe out of recession. Europe has been printing staggering amounts of money, have negative interest rates, and Japan has not worked. I don't really see, maybe I should watch CNBC Korea, and I would know that the world is improving. I'm not as confident as you are.
Mm-hmm. You're most well known for your insight in the commodities. Is oil finally coming back?
I've actually invested in a lot more things than commodities.
Mm-hmm.
That's recent history. When oil is in the process of making a complicated bottom, we're going to look back someday and we'll say, 2015, 2016, 2017, energy made its bottom, and then prices will go higher. I suspect we'll have some more downdrafts along the way. Markets usually do, but I wouldn't sell your energy if I were you.
In Korea, where are you most interested in?
Well, I'm sort of watching Korea right now more than anything because you may know, if you watch CNBC, you know there's some turmoil in
yes.
Korea at the moment, and I'm not sure how it's going to work out. I haven't figured it out. It doesn't mean that Korea's got some kind of fundamental problem. It's a temporary problem, and usually if you can figure out temporary problems, you can make a lot of money. I just haven't quite figured out what the timing is of what's happening in Korea yet. It's interesting, the market hasn't collapsed, which means it's not going to be so bad. But in the meantime, I'm watching.
You said that if we all buy North Korean currency, we will all be rich someday. Do you still hold that view?
That was a little bit of garbled what I said. I would like to invest in North Korea. I'm not. I'm a citizen of the U.S., and so I cannot. It's very difficult for me to invest in North Korea, but I would love to because there are great changes taking place in North Korea. North Korea today is where China was in 1980 or 81. The kid is making a lot of changes up there, and it's going to do wonderful things eventually. But it's academic for me. I'm a citizen of the land of the free, and we're not so free like we used to be. But there are great changes taking place. But I wouldn't buy the currency. I'd find other ways to invest.
All right. Please give some advice for our viewers. Where should Korean investors bet on?
Well, I am trying to find ways to bet on, as you put it, the unification of North and South Korea, or the opening up of North Korea. I know there are going to be fantastic opportunities. I just haven't found them yet. You can probably find them better than I can because you're Korean and you're sitting here. That's one thing I would do. I would certainly look at some of the depressed areas of the world. I'm optimistic about Russia. I've invested in Russia. I'm optimistic about agriculture. Agriculture's been a disaster for 30 years. That's changing. I always like to find disasters because if a disaster is coming to an end, it's a good opportunity. So Russia's hated, as you know. It's becoming less hated. Mr. Trump likes Russia, or he says he does. So things are changing in Russia, but those are a couple of places.
Industry-wise, what are you interested in?
Well, if you look around, there are opportunities. Again, I'm worried about the world economy. But if you look at China, China is filthy, Youngoo. It is filthy. Air, water, soil. So the people cleaning up China are going to make fortunes. They don't care if America disappears. They don't care if Europe falls into the sea because they're making so much money and working so hard. You probably know about One Belt, One Road in China. That's a gigantic project which is going to change world geography. Lots of money is going to be made by somebody opening up One Belt, One Road. So there are plenty of opportunities in the world. If you look at Kazakhstan is opening up and changing right now, for instance, there's another market that interests me. There are always opportunities to buy as well as to sell.
Aren't you worried about China's slowdown, so-called slowdown?
Of course I'm worried about it. What I'm more worried about is Mr. Trump says he's going to have a trade war with China. Trade wars have never, ever worked. Nobody's ever won a trade war. History shows that they lead to disaster, bankruptcy, sometimes real war. So, no, of course, I'm not buying in China at the moment. But as I said, even if there's a trade war in China, the people cleaning up China won't know or care because China is so filthy. You know, there are many opportunities, even in a disaster.
So
Okay. All right. So I'm back real quick. And I want to just talk about what Jim Rogers said there because I thought it was interesting to say it. If you can invent something to clean China, air pollution and the dirty roads and all the things that are going on in China's industrial revolution, if you can create that product, you will be you not only just will be a billionaire, you'll probably be a trillionaire, right? Because there's billions of people in China and around Japan as well. And if you can find and if you can create that instrument or that technology or that invention that can clean the air in China or maybe even clean the water in Japan with, Fukushima and stuff like that, you're going to be very, very well off. So it might be something for you guys, especially you guys that are prophetic. You might want to ask the Lord. You can always pray about this stuff. You can always pray about, and maybe the Lord will show you how to create a product or to clean the air, or maybe the product to clean the waters, and that could be one of your wealth transfers. So just think about that. Eyes open. I'm out.